I'm Brenda Causey.
And welcome to Causey Bee Farm. We've been doing bees about 8 years, and we got into it because we have a huge garden, usually every year, and he had been researching bees for a couple of years and thinking about it and talking about it, and finally I was like, okay, we got to get bees. Just go do it.
And how many hives do y'all have?
Currently 13.
How many did you start with?
2.
2. Okay.
So we started with 2, and then we lost one of those the first year. Then we did 2 packages. Brenda put hers in, they stayed. I put mine in, they flew off. So then we had 2, and then that same year we ended up catching 7 swarms.
Okay.
You can either make bees or honey, which means you can either split them and sell bees, or you can keep them from splitting and make honey. And this year we chose to try to do honey.
Okay.
It's embarrassing when you have a bee farm and no honey. You have honey? No.
Just bees.
Just.
But so you would sell them to other new beekeepers or other beekeepers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we mentor people that we know.
So would you prefer people to come to you that want bees or honey?
This year honey, next year we'll see.
Okay.
So,
If someone's thinking, do you guys help beekeepers, like new beekeepers that want to become beekeepers?
Yeah, we mentor other beekeepers. I have a lot of friends that have gotten into it, and we always tell new beekeepers to get 2 hives. Don't just start with 1. You want to have 2, just so that if something's going on with one hive, you can help it with the other one. Like if they don't have enough resources, you can take some resources from the other one and your strong hive and leave it to your other one. So that's what we always tell new beekeepers.
you kind of monitor to see if they're acting right, if they're doing well. If you have just 1 hive and it's not doing well, there's no reference point, so you don't know if it's doing well or not. If you have 2 hives, you can see that 1 is struggling, 1's doing well. You can take honey, pollen. If they go queenless, you can take a uncapped brood, add it to the queenless one. So basically, you can kind of support each other.
Yeah.
One thing that we've discovered, if you ask 10 beekeepers, you'll get 11 different answers.
Right.
So
which we're finding.
Yes. The only way to do bees is your way of doing bees. One thing advice that we give that we don't follow, as you see, we have the deeps is what we use. And then on top we have the honey supers. And we advise people start with mediums and get mediums, even though we have the deeps. The reason we have the deeps, we start with the deeps. We kept replacing with the deeps. Now we have a ton of deeps, deep frames, but they can get very heavy.
Yeah. Like, what do you guys consider local honey? Because everyone seems to be talking about the local.
I think it's supposed to be within 10 to 15 miles.
Yeah.
Is local.
Okay. So, and where are you? What city
We're
are you
right
in?
outside of White House.
Okay, so people that live in White House and around, like in Sumner County, would be considered local, or Robertson County?
It's both, because we're close to the border.
Okay.
So you have some traces. If you do the raw honey, you have traces of pollen in it, which help with the allergies if it's local. So obviously, if you're taking pollen that's from Florida, you won't have allergies in Florida, but you're still gonna have allergies here.
So do you guys filter your honey?
No.
Okay, so it's just straight from the hive to the bottle.
Well, we run it through a strainer.
You do.
Yeah.
Is that filtered?
No.
What's filtered?
Filter
then?
would be considered, I guess, heating it and then running it through like a cheesecloth, I'm assuming.
Which takes out a lot of the
Right.
pollen and the
Right.
benefits of honey, right? Okay.
Like if you pick up a bottle of honey and you hold it up to the sunlight, you can see pollen and like little bits in there. So all of that is getting to you when you're eating that raw honey.
So talk about cloudy honey and crystallized honey. So is that a good thing?
Over time, raw honey will crystallize. So if you've had a jar of honey on your shelf for a year, if it's not crystallized, it's probably not raw honey.
Or real honey.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
what about the cloudy?
I don't know. We've never had any cloudy honey.
So maybe it's the, well, so a lot of the beekeepers that we're talking to are saying that the cloudy honey means that it's good honey. I guess because it hasn't been over filtered and it's got a lot of the particles in it.
Right.
And I know that I have a lot of honey that some of it's cloudy, some of it's crystallized, some of it hasn't crystallized in over a year. You know, so I'm trying to just get like your take on cloudy versus crystallized.
I mean, they found honey in the Egyptian tomb, so even crystallized is still okay.
Oh, for sure.
So a lot of people, because when you do process the honey, it is thick and it does take time to run. A lot of people will heat it up to make the process go quicker, to make it go through the filter quicker. And that's where a lot of times, even though it's raw honey, once you can tell the difference, even if it's raw, you can tell if it's been heated up.
Honey that is not necessarily actually honey, that may be from not even this country, will dissolve pretty easily in water. Real honey that would come out of your hive would probably sink to the bottom, and even if you stir it, it's going to resist the urge to get. So what is y'all's take on that?
I think that's
been my experience.
Yeah.
You put honey in your tea, even if it's hot tea, inevitably you have a hunk of honey at the bottom. So
if it's real honey.
It's real honey.
And well, that's all we use, so I don't know.
Does Causey Bee Farm bees, do they travel outside of this yard?
Oh yeah.
We haven't fenced in. And they'll travel up to 6 miles for resources.
Okay.
So I guess they will travel. We had 3 miles the way the crow flies. There's another apiary. We use the small cell, so we have smaller bees, so 4.9. Every now and then we'll catch a swarm that are larger bees, which tells us it didn't come out of our hive. A lot of the swarms we'll basically see forming up and we'll catch, so we know which hive they came from of ours.
Did people call you if there was a swarm in there and they needed you guys to come get it?
Yeah.
Okay. They found you where? On your website? On Facebook?
We have a Facebook page, Causey Bee Farm.
Causey Bee Farm. Okay.
Yeah.
And we've done cutouts for a friend of ours. We've got them. When we first got into it, we cut one or two out of a tree. That wasn't as pleasant. When you're new, you want to try all this new stuff.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, they're in the tree for a reason. Unless
They
they're bothering
like it
somebody,
there.
they're good.
So you will assist homeowners if they have something in their wall that they need cut out?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, so Causey Bee Farm on Facebook. If you have a swarm in your house, or you can call US Pest, of course, but you can call them directly, and because we'll add you to our list of people that because we get calls all the time of like they have swarms in their house, and we're like always scrambling. We're like, cool, we have about 10 people on the list. We'll add you guys to that list. So do you guys add anything to your honey? No. Straight from the hive to the bottle. Yeah. Okay.
How fructose corn syrup. Or other sweeteners.
Or anything else.
Some people add like different flavors.
Right.
You know. Okay.
Which I mean, if that's what people want to do, that's fine. Now we actually, like Brenda's talking about, we'll have a light sweet honeysuckle honey. We call it honeysuckle honey.
Yeah.
Where they get? We asked the bees, and they won't fill. And then we get a dark honey, which tastes more like a clover honey, and they'll be in the same hive. There'll be one frame right next to the next, or right next to the other. But other than that, there's nothing added, no flavor.
Okay. So what kind of honey will you have at the Tennessee Honey Festival this year?
We're going to try to have both. We'll probably have both, the spring and the fall, if we don't sell out of the spring. So we usually sell out every year. So, yeah.
And that'll be the clover honey? Will that be clover?
It'll be,
flavor?
Clover, wildflower, yeah. But it's still great. A lot of people like one or the other.
Better. She likes the lighter better.
I like the lighter one, but yeah. So everybody has their favorite.
That's what they say, is that women tend to like the lighter one, and then men tend to like the darker one. We heard that at another apiary.
That's funny.
Yeah. I know. Someone's like white wine and like bourbon or something.
Well, I like the bourbon. Well, he likes it too, but I like the bourbon.
The last Tennessee Honey Festival, they were the vendor that had the fresh cut honeycomb, and so this year, tell them we're gonna bring that back, right?
We are.
bring it
Everybody
back.
seemed to love it, so we're definitely going to bring that back this time.
And people are going to be able to walk up to your booth and get to taste honeycomb.
Yes.
Right.
Cut
Yeah.
right off the
Right.
frame.
Right. As you watch.
From the farm to the frame to your mouth.
Doesn't get any more direct than